Hi, I'm Jim from JStan Studio, and in this video I'll be doing a time-lapse walkthrough of how I painted this piece of artwork of St. Luke. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll jump right in. So again, thanks for joining me here today. We're going to jump in and we're going to be doing a quick time-lapse piece. I'll be doing a couple of bits and pieces of pausing in there, explaining what I'm doing and what the whole process behind it was. But this is all done in acrylic paint. So I was using like Liquitex Basics acrylic paint. I've got some information about the materials that I was using down in the description below, so feel free to check that out. If you have any questions, definitely submit that in the comments or anything like that. Just let me know, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. So let's start off with the basic lay-in. I've got my lay-in done with a couple of just black colored pencils. This is on watercolor paper, and what I did is I just flooded the entire thing with pure water and then went in with yellow just to kind of give the entire thing a nice glaze to kind of equalize all of the colors. And then from there, what I did is I went in and I started kind of blocking in my colors. So I used red for skin tones because I wanted it to have sort of a warm feeling to it. A lot of browns for the hair and the beard and everything like that. The little paintbrush that's in his hand. St. Luke is the patron saint of artists. So I went in with that. Got some red on the book of the gospel that he wrote, and put in a little bit of like off-white or brownish color for the pages there, and a little bit of red and blue on the different areas of his cloak. And then what I did is I just went in and dropped in black in the background. I kind of tend to do black in the background to give it a very dramatic look, kind of mimics some of the Baroque style that you might see this type of saint portrait done in. And from there what I'm doing is I'm taking flesh tone color basically, and I'm mixing it with something called matte fluid medium. That's a Liquitex product again, but that's what I use to kind of thin the colors. So basically what it's doing is it's providing the same level of transparency as water would, but it's keeping the paint of a thick consistency so it's easier to work with. And what I'm doing is I'm building up areas of light and shadow, where the light would be impacting on the face, trying to get where the shadows are, and making that more of a bluish, grayish skin tone area where the light isn't striking, and a little bit more of a redder, yellower area where the light would be striking the face. And I'm just kind of going through and creating those volumes back and forth. Kind of a give and take, honestly. I use that matte fluid medium so that I can build it up one layer at a time and go very slowly. So I'm not trying to just rush right to the end and get the right color and nail it on the first try. And then what I do is in the beard and the hair area, I put in some darker areas where there would be shadows. I try to leave that sort of organic so it looks like there's kind of tufts of hair that are behind others. And then I go through and I put in the highlight colors, a little bit lighter where there might be some tufts of hair that are getting more light than anything else would be. So that was really the whole approach to what I was doing. And then the same goes for his cloak. That cloak kind of has its areas where there are creases in it. Those areas get darker. Where there's cast shadows from his head onto the cloak, I paint a little bit darker. And then where there's a wrinkle that kind of protrudes above, I try to hit it with a little bit of a lighter blue or a lighter red, depending on what the situation may be. And then to finish it off, I go in there, I add some dark black lines with ink, I add some whites with a Jelly Roll pen, and that gives a really good overall view of the piece to kind of finish it off with some gold acrylic paint. And as you see to the side here, we have the finished piece. So overall, it was a really great piece to do, really challenged me in a lot of ways, and really made me think about shapes, about lighting and darkness, the way that shadows fall across a human head or along the body where you have some clothing over the top of it. It was really a great exercise. So appreciate you joining me here. And again, of course, if you have any questions about the material or the technique that I was using, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'd be really happy to reach out and answer whatever I can to kind of guide you through what my process was. Appreciate you joining me. Hey, thanks for checking out this video of mine. If you enjoy what I'm doing here, could I ask that you please hit the like button or the subscribe button or maybe share it with one of your friends? It would really mean the world to me. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.